Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 11513 Southeast 33rd Avenue here in Milwaukee. Located up on the rooftop. We're going to try and go down the 4-inch cast iron vent and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is currently running. I'm going to zero out once I hit the base of the vent. Just as a preface, this roof is right at the level of steepness where my equipment wants to start sliding. So it's one of those where I may not be able to do much more than just simply scope the sewer line without running the risk of potentially having my equipment slide off the roof if I'm not up here to go locate. Looks like we're swapping over to ABS as we drop down here, and I normally would try and shade my equipment here with an umbrella. It's so windy today and such a steep roof, there's just no chance it'll stay put. So I say all that to say this, I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of reviewing of this video, potentially at home, and better lighting. Got some pretty good sun glares on my screen right now. Anyway, just zeroed out there at the base of the vent stack. Water's running. Off we go. Alright, looks like we just exited the house there. Now we're into concrete pipe. 6-inch diameter, it appears. Concrete pipe here has stayed, at least thus far, very nicely in grade. And the reason that's a good thing, this is obviously older pipe materials. Nothing lasts for forever. When your pipe remains in grade like this, though, again, I haven't made my final judgment of this thing, but when it comes time to update these, this is a wonderful advantage because this kind of line here allows for a trenchless epoxy liner when you go to update that generally doesn't require any digging, for the exception of maybe having to put a clean out in at some point. But anyway, that's the main there at about 68 feet. I'm going to see if I can hobble my way off the roof here and go locate, basically to verify where the line terminates at. Beyond that, I'm mostly going to have to do some reviewing of this video in better lighting. But from a flow standpoint, the line is certainly flowing very nicely. No standing water present in the line, no settling issues. So very, very good from that standpoint. Now, there could be some imperfections going on here. We shall see. We'll get a better view once the line drains out. But just be aware, on ones like this, there may be something I put on the report that I'm not mentioning on video right now, just because I do not have very ideal lighting conditions up here right now. Alrighty, got the camera head located. Line terminates on 33rd. So where I get that locate there, I just try to describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front door of the home. When I turn around and look back at the house, I'm lined up pretty nicely. There's a foundation vent immediately to the right of the front door and patio deck. Very first foundation vent. I'm basically looking straight back at that. So anyway, I wish I had a little easier conditions here to do more locating on this one. It's a tricky one, but just knowing that the line is going to be exiting out either, probably just to the left of the front door or just to the right of it. Now, and when I looked through the deck boards, there is a circular item that could indeed, it's possible to clean out. It's really hard to tell. They're not deck boards I can pull up very easily, but it may be underneath the decking just to the left of the front door. see if I can eyeball a tie-in for the clean out. It's the fine detail stuff I'm having a hard time seeing up here right now. Sometimes clean outs on these older lines can be kind of hard to see between cobwebs and whatnot. We'll see if I can figure out where it's at. I'll do my darndest. Alrighty, well, again, from a flow standpoint, concrete drains off beautifully. No standing water, no settling, nothing. I will take a look at the video in good lighting, mostly at the pipe joints, make sure there's nothing fine I can't see right now. Most notably would be like small root hairs or something like that. Big ones I would likely see right now. I think at 11 feet out, we're likely back inside the home at this point. Oh boy. The camera just tried to slide there. Alright, I'm going to try and go do a locate here to see where we are. I just walked all over the place there. Around the decking, around the front door, to the right of the front door, and I'm not even picking up the weakest signal for whatever reason. Getting a much clearer signal out on the roadway, which is usually not the case by that point. Usually the line's much deeper. So anyway, not being able to see where the heck I'm at or looking for a clean out here. This is a very tricky roof to be on much longer than this, but alright, we're gonna start pulling the camera up here. Anyhow, pending some review here as we sit right now. Great flow of the main lateral connection. Very clean line. I think I saw one little tiny scrap of toilet paper in the whole sewer line. So, from just a pure flow standpoint, not really talking about condition and whatnot or smaller minor things, at least at this point. Line's functioning properly at this time. There may be something different on the report that I may find as I review it, but I think it appears to be functioning great right now.